I've been watching some of these other scrappers, and I do understand every scrapper's probably got a little bit different way of doing stuff, and I'm showing a couple of those scrappers on this video how they were doing it. The one guy's pretty well got it together, but the other guy, he makes a simple job way too complicated, and it's almost like he don't want to damage anything on here getting this copper out. It's like he's going to reuse it for something, and it's trash. So I don't get it. But I used to do this. I didn't even cover it with a towel. But it is safer to do it like that. And then alright, I've been watching some of these other scrappers, and I do understand every scrapper's probably got a little bit different way of doing stuff, and I'm showing a couple of those scrappers on this video how they were doing it. The one guy's pretty well got it together, but the other guy, he makes a simple job way too complicated, and it's almost like he don't want to damage anything on here getting this copper out. It's like he's going to reuse it for something, and it's trash. So I don't get it. But I used to do this. I didn't even cover it with a towel. But it is safer to do it like that. And then you beat the hell out of it like that guy on that other video says. And you will see, compared to that other guy, he's spending all that time he tried to take this ferrite loose in the shape that it came in and stuff like that, and it doesn't work. I meant to get my other, matter of fact, let me shut that off. Yeah, it's working. Now, like I was saying, everybody's got their own way of doing stuff, and compared to that guy, I think he's British, he was doing it in such a way, it was like he was trying to keep from damaging anything, and which I don't get. He's sitting there taking clips loose and stuff like that. And he wanted to take this ferret, whatever you call it, all in, it was two pieces. And the trash, it don't matter if that stuff broke up or not, for crying out loud. So you can see I'll take that tape off later. But there's that copper. And he was calling one a number 2 copper, as he calls it. Which is okay. But he was just much too slow for my cup of tea. There's that copper. Now when I get a bunch of this piled up, I'll throw it in a little bucket of water and soak that tape and everything, and it'll come right off there. I ain't gonna sit here and work myself to death. I'll save the wire. This here is all copper bearing. I micro scrap that copper off. But this you can get all the small giblets of ferrous stuff out of there. Put it right there. Now this here, on a lot of these, is it is time for some new snips. I may break down this time and buy me some and see if it lasts in it, and buy me a good pair of snips. And there you can see that. That's nice shiny stuff. Then I don't know if that's number 1 or not. I don't know. But the rest of this stuff, now I'll put my ferrous over here. And that one guy, he would just now, he would still be taking that stuff apart. And as you can see, now one like this one here is somewhat, is that thing, yeah, it's going to be somewhat more difficult because it's got that metal piece on there, but I'll see how that does. It might be a little more difficult. But yeah, it feels like it's going to be more difficult. Put it that way. It's coming apart. Okay, now I gotta sit my butt down. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now that'll be trash. Some of this stuff, yeah, this one's gonna be a little bit more difficult. Little bit more difficult. But if I can get the copper off, like this pair, that stuff kind of looks like magnets, but it's not. But it is ferrous. But you can save all that. That goes in the shred. And some people will go through the trouble of picking that glue off of that ferrous, but throwing it in the shred, they'll take it. Trash. Now, let's see what we got here. Yeah, this with that metal band around like that's a lot more difficult. But not that much difficult. Come on. Yeah, it's about time to get a new pair of nippers. I don't have my glasses, so. That'll go in the shred. And this one here, I don't mess around. A lot of people, now that one guy on this clip, he uses gloves, which is a good idea, but I'm kind of hard-headed. Copper, shred. Trash. Trash. I needed my other pair of pliers out here, the channel locks. It pulled a lot of this stuff off. Gotta sit down again. Now, if my back wasn't hurting me, I could have had this done. But the point I'm trying to make, every scrapper's got his way of doing something. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to keep on doing it his way, regardless if you show him a better way. I don't know why that is, but that's the way they do. You got your way and you set in your way and all that good stuff. But my point is, we all got our ways. And don't go criticizing the other one. I ain't criticizing that British guy but the way he does his. Maybe he's got enough time. Maybe he likes to be more neat doing that stuff than I do. I don't care for breaking this stuff up, but he act like he didn't want to break nothing. You know? That's what he acting like. Copper. Wish I had my glasses on so I could see them wires. Trash. I noticed Chris and Holly had a video up today, but it wasn't anything about Knott's Island and what happened there. They were still in Williamsburg. And he went and took a little visit to that house they tried to take a year ago by adverse possession, I believe they called it. And there we go, copper. And there. Now there's 2 of them. There's a pretty good little pile of copper. And this stuff here is all trash. And I'm all set to do another one, but I ain't gonna do it. This one won't be as bad. You ain't got that metal band around it. But I hate to see these things come to an end, but they are. Pretty soon you ain't gonna see no more, and pretty soon when you see one sitting out there, you're not gonna scrap it because it's an antique. And but that days are coming. But I enjoy messing with them. And I'm finding out people's got more away. By the way, I did an experiment, I want to call it. I sat out in front, off from the side of the door at Popeye's Fried Chicken. And I got this idea from one time. Me and my grandson were sitting there in a back seat inside. This has been 5 years ago. And we'd been scrapping, and we looked pretty rough. And we might even looked hungry. Because there was a couple of times somebody come up there and said, you want us to get you something to eat, get you some kind of a meal? Of course, we didn't take them up on it. Hindsight, I wished I had them, because I love Popeye's chicken. And one time I was sitting in front of Publix. I go down there most mornings and drink coffee and shoot the bull with a couple of other old farts like me. One of them old farts is 95. And we get a cup of that free courtesy coffee in there at Publix. And I had drank my coffee, and I was sitting there on the bench holding my cup in my hand. And this lady come by. She's walking pretty swift. I seen her go in, and then when she come back out, she showed some change in my cup and kept walking. And I looked in my cup, and it's 4 dang quarters in there. So I went over there to Popeye's, and I sat out there maybe 30 minutes. And there was a lot of people going in and out. And I had a little sign I made that said hungry. And daggone, 3 different times somebody offered to buy me food. I even let one buy me food before I told him what was up. Which maybe I shouldn't have done. But I don't know what I was trying to prove, other than there's people out there with a heart. But I want to do that again at maybe KFC or something like that, or maybe Zaxby's or Lee's Famous Fried Chicken. But before I do it, I asked the management, I said, look, I'm doing a bit. I wasn't sitting there holding the video camera, it was over in the car. And somebody else was taking the video for me. But I'm thinking about doing it at some other places. If I can figure out how, I don't know, that's another thing about me and my editing software. There's things about it I don't know that I would like to know. I don't know how to blur out somebody's face on that thing so that I can post the video without infringing or something. But I don't know how to blur out the faces. And I don't know how to beep out some of the cuss words. There's not a lot of cuss words in mine. I cuss, but it's just mild stuff. I don't use that vulgar stuff. I don't use the F word. I hate that. And I got a couple of YouTube channels that I really love to watch, and that one, he's terrible. And I used to watch this one. He's a scrapper, but I used to watch this one, and damn, if he didn't take us to the damn bathroom with him. Now, who in the hell, I don't want to see nobody take a darn gone dump or pee. I don't get that. And the only reason I thought about it, it's been a while, the only reason I thought about it was Scrapping Pallet Man Paul. He was telling me about what a turnoff it was for him. I don't recall whether he said he unsubscribed to him or not, but I did. I don't need to go watch you take a pee or a dump. I mean, everybody does it. We all know we do it, but we ain't got to sit there and watch. I mean, what a bunch of crap that is. Anyway, that's it. I was just wanting to show y'all how I did these things, and it's very similar to that one guy, and not even close to being similar to the other guy. And I'm sure there's some more on there that do that. But everybody's got their way. They all got their way. Now, I got to get this back on my video. This will be going up tomorrow. And if any of y'all want to see that video of me out there with that hungry sign, tell me so. Tell me so. Something else I'm wanting to do. I want to take my walker with a bedroll and a cane and a couple of cans of beanie weenies and stuff like that, and some mosquito repellent, and I want to go somewhere on the street and spend the night. I'll take my cell phone with me. I want to do that. I want to see what it's like. I think I know what it would be. I don't know. I couldn't know what it's like because I've never been homeless. But I want to do that and just see what it's like, see how people act and stuff. Anyway, I got to get this uploaded. Cover that up. Throw some plastic over this stuff just in case it decides to rain, which it's very possible it might. I need, oh gosh, my legs is really killing. I'm really concerned about my health.
G'day everyone, welcome back to the Spontaneous Collection. Today's project, I will be stripping this yoke apart for its copper. There's the copper right there. You will see all that is good quality copper waiting to be taken. Now you may be familiar with these yokes. If you're not, these yokes are from TV sets, CRT glass tube TV sets. They're located on the back and they are fairly well hidden if you haven't gone digging around in the unit before. So, for today, the tools you will need is a pair of side cutters and a screwdriver. Just a flat blade, standard screwdriver. The way these yokes are assembled is in two hemispheres. You'll notice this winding here is separated from that winding there. That is because they come apart in two halves, same as this plastic casing does. You will notice there is a line going straight down there, and alternatively straight up there as well. So that's where the plastic casing will split apart. So that is where we will split these apart to dismantle them. But before we can do that, we need to get this glue off. Some manufacturers use a lot of glue, like in this case, and others use a little bit. So if you just chip away at this, it will easily come away. So just peel away at it. The goal is to separate it from that ferrite. You'll also notice there are some clips on the plastic. If you have a look at these lines here, follow them along the outside, you will find clips in here. Just cut away at those, and you may find some clips on the top half here. Okay, here's one I've prepared earlier. It is a slightly smaller model compared to the one I've just shown you, but is manufactured in the exact same way. Alrighty, let's get started. With your standard screwdriver, start prying some things off. That's just an old connector, we don't need that. Now you'll see that is where the case splits from, but wait, first we get onto this bit here. Now you'll also notice we've got clips. These metallic clips keep these two semicircle or hemispheres together. There's another clip there keeping these two together. What I like to do is get my screwdriver under it. So once you've managed to cut off your clips, this will come away much easier, and there you have it. There's one, there's two. So that gets discarded. That can be recycled. But these are what we're after. Good bit of copper right there. Alright, let's have a look.
Gloves and safety goggles. Alright, then what I do is get an old towel, place it that way, cover it up, grab a hammer. Okay, you can use anything, you can use a mallet, any type of hammer you want. I like to use Kenny's hammer. And just bash the hell out of it. Probably a rubber mallet would have been much better. But pretty much after a few seconds, haha, look at that. Look at that. Okay? Now it's all been demolished. You don't have to worry about anything. Now, number 1 copper, number 1 copper, number 2 copper. Sorry, this isn't number 1. This is number 1 here. I'll show you guys in a second what's the difference. See this one here? This one is shiny, like a penny. This is number 1. This one over here, that's number 2. It has like a stain on it, like a shellac. Alright guys, very simple way of smashing a TV yoke. Usually scrapyards take them and they'll give you about 50 cents a pound. But if you do what I'm doing, takes no time and you'll actually make more money. Look at that. Look at
I just went outside. I was going to do some work. I got some stuff I need to micro-scrap, take apart. And I don't feel like doing it. And for the last week or two, usually as you progress and get older and slower, it's over a period of time. You don't notice it because it's so gradual. And for the last 2 weeks, it's not been gradual. I've been noticing every day it's a little bit worse, a little bit worse. And by that I mean my feet are getting number, my lower parts of my legs, my calves is getting number and stiff and sore. And now it's worked itself up above my knees. I called the vet, the VA yesterday. They didn't have me scheduled for another appointment till December. So I called the VA yesterday and made an appointment for next week. Told her I got some major issues. And I stay. Depression's not really bad, but I'm depressed. I get these thoughts in my head like, what's the use? I want to make it to my 90s. I want to see all my grandsons grown. I know if I quit doing anything, that it's really gonna go downhill then. So I'm gonna get up early in the morning while it's still cool. And I'm gonna finish micro-scrapping what I can. And all the shred, the steel I got, probably a ton. I'm going to take a picture of it, put it on Craigslist, and if a scrapper comes, I'll have a scrapper come by and get it, because I'm not going to be able to deal with it. I'm still going to try to do my mic, you know, stuff like sealing small stuff, but I ain't gonna try to keep no major shred or anything like that. I don't want to quit. I want to work on my YouTube channel, but you know, without the scrapping, I don't have too much content. And a few months back, when I sold all my woodworking equipment, I had a lot of content there because I was building stuff, you know, that out of old materials and everything. There's a lot of content there, and now in hindsight, I can't remember my justification for getting rid of all that stuff. I got rid of it, you know. I had all the machines, and I think mainly I was afraid of getting hurt. But hell, now I'm afraid of getting hurt doing this scrapping. I go out and scrap, and I go buy so much stuff I have to leave because I'm not physically able to get it. Man, this old stuff. Gosh. Gosh. That's what really depresses me, that I'm getting physically unable to do stuff that I want to do. And I know if I keep going out there in that yard and stumbling around and picking up stuff, and that sooner or later I'm going to fall. So far, I have fell several times, but most of the time it's on this soft ground, I call it, and I hadn't fell into anything. Closest I come to falling into something hard was when that few months back when I had that 3-wheel bike, and I turned into the driveway and the wheel went off the edge of the driveway, and I went. And my dang face missed a concrete piece for the culvert comes out of the drain pipe. It came out of, I came in inches of hitting my face on that. Why you always got to interrupt me when I'm recording?
See?
Sitting there making monkey faces at me, and he ain't saying nothing, and he knows it's distracting me. Sure do love that boy. But that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to make a video in the morning of me doing that stuff. You know, I've got several CRT TV yokes I got bust apart, and I've got some motors I need to take apart and get the copper out of them. There's a feller on, well, a couple of fellers on YouTube were showing how to take these CRT TV yokes loose. This one guy, Lord have mercy, I might even show a little bit of his clip on there. He uses a pair of pliers, a flathead screwdriver, and some snips, and it takes him 15 or 20 minutes to get that yoke apart, and everything's so neat. And he's, you know, I guess you can do it that way if you want to, but I can do what he done in 2 minutes, and it took him 15 or 20 minutes to do it, if not longer. It was really funny. I got a chuckle out of it. Then there's another guy on there. He does it like I do. Only he'll take them yokes and he'll wrap them. He'll lay it on a towel and lay another piece of towel over it, and then he'll sit there and beat the hell out of it with a hammer for about 30 seconds. Peel that thing back, pick his copper and his ferrous pieces out of it, and shove the trash away, and he's done in 2 minutes. And that's the way I do it. Usually I put goggles on and just beat them apart, but the towel makes more sense. I may even show, this here clip here I'm doing now, I'm just giving everybody a heads up that I've really got some physical problems coming up. But I'm going to show a couple pieces of that clip on this video. It's really, really funny. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll better go make a clip of me taking the yoke apart too, so we'll have all three in there. But it's it's funny. I ain't laughing at the guy, and he's British. And some of them Brits, they're very they don't like to seem too. They like order. They like stuff to be. Crap. I don't know what the words are I'm looking for, but I'm kind of like junk dauber. I ain't gonna waste no time with pliers and screwdrivers and all that stuff to get something out of something. I'm gonna beat that sucker to pulver. I'm pulverizing it, and I get my stuff out there and it's real quick. And Jackpot Digger's got a hatchet that he uses on stuff. He does TVs like that. Sometimes. I don't know that he does that anymore, because there's really a law against busting them things up, like, you know, leaving the glass everywhere. But I get them off my TVs when I find them real fast, and I don't break no tubes or nothing. Anyhow, that's where I'm at. I really want to do my YouTube, but I don't know what else I can come up with on content. And I love scrapping. But who wants to see an old man just piddling around, stumbling around? I walk funny, I even look funny. I look at some of them videos of me. My gosh. That's when I really hits home that I am an old man. I act like an old man. I got mannerisms like an old man, and I often used to wonder why old people acted the way they did. Now I know. You walk funny because you have to be very careful you don't want to fall. And that's why you kind of shuffle along. Anyhow, that's where I'm at on this. Now I'm going to go back out and work a little bit.